Hey y'all, this is Zay Alexander, and I'm here to give my season 7, episode 3 recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. So this current episode starts off with Gizelle and Candiace ending their conversation in the dance room. Candiace is physically upset, and she's even crying. And she's like, where's Eric at? So she goes and she's searching for Eric, and she finds Eric all while Gizelle just packs up her things and goes back to the girls. While Candiace is in the bathroom talking to the producer, she's still crying, and she's explaining how she doesn't understand how this is a storyline, how y'all trying to discredit her husband's name. You know, she's just not understanding. She's like, no, my husband has never been rude, disrespectful to any of these ladies, so I don't know why they're trying to pull this shit on me. Like, who told you? Did you tell them to say this? And he's like, no, I don't tell them to say anything, just like I can't tell you what to say. Like, y'all have conversations about things, and that's how things get spread. And she was like, yeah, but I tell truth. I tell the true things. These are lies. She was like, no, y'all want to go out here and spread things about somebody who's actually doing shit, like the ass grabber, Michael Darby, yeah, follow him. He was like, you know, he can come in here and apologize, and they welcomed him with tea and crumpets. And now y'all trying to push this storyline like my husband is some type of predator. Like, no. Wrong road, people. So she's in her confessional, and she's like, listen, I'm too busy. I'm booked and busy. I don't have time for these things. She was like, I don't have time for Satan. I don't have time for neck. I don't have time for ankles. And we all know who she was talking about. We all know who she was talking about when she said ankles. And if you pay attention to that scene later on in the episode that she has with Karen at her house when she's on the floor dancing, you'll see those cankles. I mean, they are thick. They are thick. I'm not body shaming, but she do got some cankles. So I understand this read from Candiace. It's hilarious. But she's like, nah, let me get out of here because she about to get the ratata, Candiace, and she ain't here for it. I'm on new levels. I'm trying to do bigger things. I don't have time for these little small people with turkey necks and fat ankles. So like I said, Gizelle went back to the girls, and everybody's like, where's Candiace? Why is she over in the corner? And Gizelle's just like playing it off like, oh, she all right. She'll be okay. We move on to Wendy discussing with the girls about her meeting with Peter and opening her new Nigerian lounge. Charisse jumps in, and she's like, oh, a restaurant? You're going to have to live in there. And then Wendy was like, see, that's the thing. I'm only 20% owner. So no, I won't be living there. I'm just going to be doing 20% of what I need to do for my contribution of $300,000. So it's going to be a 80% split between her and Peter. She's doing the 20, Peter's doing the 80%. So no, she definitely won't need to live there. Then Ashley asked her, does she think her relationship is going to suffer by adding another job to the list? She reveals that she hasn't even spoken to Eddie yet about her conversation with Peter, but before she can, he's already said that she has too much on her plate and that he doesn't want her to do anything else until she can manage all the things she has on her plate already. So now the conversation shifts to Gizelle and Mia. And Gizelle's like, oh, so I sent you this nice text the other day and I got no responses. I got crickets, girl. Mia said that things went left at the spring fling, and she was not happy about that because she is one of the people that she actually likes. Which I had no idea. I was clueless with that one. But that's what's up. So they decide to take their conversation to another room to be in private and discuss everything that went on, at the spring fling, so they can get back on better terms. While Gizelle and Mia have their private conversation, the girls have their own conversation about Mia and her text messages and everything. And Wendy's like, I just wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt because she recently lost a friend from cancer. And so, she understands from a different point of view. She has a different, sympathy for her issue. So she didn't want to give her too much grief about it. However, she did feel as though she could at least, clear it up if it was not true. Because you put all that stuff out there, had, everybody in your business in a sense, but then you didn't even let them know the outcome. So she felt like, she should at least clear that part up for the people. Robyn immediately jumps in and she is hot. She's like, she said it was confusing because she had time. It's been a lot of time. It's been 2 weeks since she went to the doctor and put all that stuff out there. But now you're not giving no information, letting the people know that she's good, that everything is okay, or that it's not good, or just anything. But just for you to put it out there and then go silent, it's like, that's just, it makes it look attention hungry, and you're not being honest, or you're not being completely honest. And so Robyn is heated. She's heated. We jump back into the scene with Mia and GIZELLE, and Mia's just like, I never would have expected this from you, to attack her in a group setting about something that was so personal, a health issue of hers. But baby girl, GIZELLE, that's her MO. She is known to attack you in front of everybody. Just like she did that whole thing with Karen and the taxes. She did that whole thing with Karen at the dinner where she talked about Mr. Green Eyes or whatever. She did, or they was out at an outing. She did, what else did she do? This is GIZELLE's MO. She's going to put you on blast in front of everybody because that's what she does, and that's also what keeps people from digging into her shit. Or she tries, yeah. So, no, that's her MO. Mia, you need to watch some past seasons, and then you'll see that is what GIZELLE does, girl. Karen is hip. You ain't hip yet. Mia says that the way GIZELLE acted hurt her to the core, and that she would never expect that from her, but she would expect it from new booty Wendy, and they both had to laugh at that. GIZELLE really got a tickle out of that one. But the booty looks good. Like, no way, the booty looks good. Because, Mia, you look like you got a long booty, and it's not that, it's okay. It's decent, but it's, no, I'm gonna just leave it there. Now we jump back to the scene where Robyn is going back and forth with Wendy. And she's like, so yeah, at the thing, why did you have to put my name in it? Why did you have to throw us in it, me and GIZELLE? Like, we were the only ones talking about it. Like, girl, no. And then they cut to the scene from episode 1 where they're at the party at the Spring Fling, and Wendy is asking, like, Mia, who did they both say it? Or was it just Robyn who said it? Just GIZELLE who said it? Was it GIZELLE and Robyn? So she didn't necessarily accuse both of them. She was asking for clarification from Mia. And Mia, was like, I don't know who said it. Look, I don't know. But she was just in shock that she even had to come there and defend herself, which, makes sense. Like, gosh, the girl just walked in the door and then you hit her with cancer, no cancer. GIZELLE. Robyn is clearly upset and not backing down, and she's pointing the fingers like, you said them two over there. You don't have to say the name to know that you were talking about us. When you say them, we know who you're talking about without you saying the name, sweetheart. And Wendy's like, just Robyn, like, why all this aggression? Why all this, over something that doesn't even, really revolve around you per se. Wendy was like, we're talking about the same thing here, so I don't understand why you're getting so aggressive with me. And Robyn is like, no, we have the same sentiment. And and Wendy's like, no, we don't have the same sentiment. No, we do not have the same sentiment because you were accusing this girl of lying. I never called her a liar. You called her a liar. Then Shadreese jumps in hilariously and is like, y'all two need therapy. She was like, because something else is going on here and y'all need to get to the bottom of it because it can't just be about this situation. Y'all are really going in right now. Wendy was like, when I came to the Spring Fling and I embraced Mia, it was out of concern. It was out of love. Like, I asked to see how she, I asked her how was she doing? Was everything okay? Y'all did not come at her with that sentiment. Y'all came at her aggressive and accusatory. Then we jump back to Mia and Gizelle, where Mia's just like, look, if you have any questions, just come to me. Like, don't approach me in a group setting in front of everybody about something that's just so personal, especially when we're supposed to be friends. We're supposed to be cool. And that's like any friend. Like, you shouldn't have to tell a friend that. A friend should know that. Certain things you don't approach your friend about in public unless you try and embarrass them. You trying to make them look bad. And surprisingly, Gizelle's receptive to this, and she apologizes to Mia. Like, wow. Didn't see that one coming. Good job, Gizelle. Claps. Go ahead, girl. You are maturing to your big age. Mia accepts her apology, and she's like, thank you. And then they get up, they hug it out, and they go join the other ladies. And then we go back to Robyn and Wendy, and Robyn, in defense of herself, is like, no, I asked her was she okay, but I told her that her credibility was low and her message was confusing. Like, girl, like you put all this out here, but then you don't give us nothing else to go on. Said, but it was you, Wendy, who came over and acted like me and Gizelle were the only one who had questions about it, were the only ones that were talking about it when we weren't, when it was like at least 4 or 5 other people in this group who were talking about it. So don't single us out, girl. She was like, no, but you called her a liar. Y'all the ones that called her a liar, so stand in your truth, girl. Don't push that back on me. They are full on yelling now. And Wendy's like, stand in your truth, Robyn. Stand in your motherfucking truth. And Gizelle and Mia come back, and they're out there, they're just like puzzled, like, what is going on here? Like, everything was just cool. So Robyn she's hot, she's heated, she's mad as hell, jumps up and was like, I'm standing in my truth. And when he's like, yeah, 10 toes down, stand in that shit. And so she gets up and she starts walking over towards Mia, like she about to do something, and so Charisse puts her hand out to hold her back or whatever from going over there, and they're just going back and forth. And she was like, so Wendy was like, yeah, sit down, have a seat. She told her to sit down like she was talking to a dog or something. Like, sit down, your chair's over there, your seat's over there. What you're not gonna do is get up in my face, okay? Because you don't want this Baltimore County. Okay? You don't want this Baltimore County to come out of here, okay? Robyn's like, I'm sitting down because Robyn told me to sit down. Robyn rules the world, so I'm going to sit down now. Being sarcastic, of course. And I'm feeling like, yeah, she's a little crunk because they've all been having that champagne that I'm seeing here in this table. So I understand why the feelings, the emotions are high right now because they've been drinking. So then we have Ashley, who asks Mia about the conversation. She was like, so y'all all good now? Everything all good? How did your conversation go? And Wendy jumps in and is like, yeah, so are you good? Are you good? And then Mia's like, yeah, I still have the lumps. I still, that she still has the lumps, the swollen lymph nodes that need to be removed, but there was no malignancy. Oh my gosh, I couldn't say that word. Malignancy. So no cancer, i.e. no cancer. And she's going to wait to get the lumps removed a few months later because it's not a big rush, according to the doctors. Robyn then says, I'm glad you're okay. I really want to get closer to you, but there's just some things that we need to go over. So I guess she can trust her better, but she definitely wants to work on their friendship. So that was nice. So then Robyn goes around and she's like, says asking everybody about their kids and if they're on spring break or not. She even asked Ashley, who has the youngest kids, but she didn't ask Wendy. She conveniently and purposely skipped her, didn't ask her about anything. And then, Charisse jumps in and it's like, no, was it Charisse? Wait a minute. Yeah, it was Charisse. Charisse is like, she's like, so is Wendy not invited? And Robyn was like, no, she's not. And then Robyn was like, oh, okay, that's fine. I'm good. I'm fine. But see, the thing is about it is like now you're being petty. She said that Robyn has a character flaw because she's inviting all the kids and then excluding hers, which is like, no, that's a character flaw because like you should be bigger than that and better than that and more mature than that. Like, because our beef isn't that deep that you would have to exclude me from a spring break gathering for your kids. It's like, girl, you really in your feelings. Robyn could give two shits if she cares. She was like, I'm not opening my mouth to ask her to come anywhere, or ask her kids' availability. She can find something for them to do with herself, but she won't be at my party. Yikes. So then everybody gets up to leave, and Ashley's like, so why did Candiace storm out of here? And of course Gizelle still playing innocent, like, I don't know, did she storm out of here? Oh well. Not concerned, unbothered. You know, all the girls leave and they're outside, and one of the producer calls Wendy over. It's like, Zen when? And then they have a little conversation, but clearly Wendy forgets that she's still mic'd up, and she's like, oh, how do you feel about, they asked her how she felt about Giselle, I mean, not Giselle, Mia, and she's like, she said she's cool with her outside of her and Karen. They're the only people that's really rocking with her. And she's like, but it's all good. She's lying anyway. Ooh. Girl, you got some explaining to do. Because they are definitely going to keep that in. Well, they did. You're definitely going to have to answer for this comment because you just sat in her face and defended her in a sense. And now you're behind her back calling her a liar. So you're looking a little two-faced here, Wendy. So we move on to a scene with Candiace where she has a conversation with her doctor, and she's beginning her treatments, her fertility shots, so she can harvest her eggs. She actually has a little crying moment when she has to stick the needle, in and do it herself. But she made it through. I mean, based on what we see now from BravoCon and everything, doesn't look like she's pregnant. So we don't even know if she had enough eggs harvested anyway to even do it. But I guess we'll find that out later on in the season or at the reunion. She admits that she's gotten too close to Gizelle Bryant. She looked like she's about to cry. I mean, we're used to Candiace crying, but I think, this those allegations really got under her skin and hurt her feelings. Like she thought like she was getting, closer to Gizelle in a friend way, and so to hear her say that about her husband, I'm sure it really hurt. Like damn, like you just out here trying to ruin my marriage in a way, and so I can understand her feeling like Gizelle is just not her friend. Like this, yeah. Now we move to a scene with Karen and Ray going to the nail salon. Karen looked good as shit in that brown. I love tans. I love browns. She was looking real good. They looked good as a couple, but her fashions are really killing it. Like she stepped her game up way further than she did from when she started on season 1. Like her fashion game is on point. Karen discussed why she didn't make Ashley's dance class because she had 102 fever, and she said that in these times of COVID she was not playing with her health. And thank the Lord that she didn't have COVID. I don't really believe that she had that fever either. Like, to be real, I just really believe as the storyline that they're trying to roll with is that she does not want to be around Charisse. And she will come up with any excuse not to be around this lady. And it clearly looks like that's what she's doing. So Ray compliments his wife on how good she's looking and, how she does all this upkeep or whatever. And she's like, yeah, I got to keep looking good for you and for anybody else who's, checking me out. If he has any problem with her being eye candy to other like, I know that, you like to look at other men and everything, and other men, like to look at you, but as long as you aren't playing with the candy, eating the candy, as long as you're just looking at the candy, I'm cool. No playing with the candy, though. Keep the candy here at home for me. Now we move on to Ashley and her brother house hunting in Arlington. We learned that she's put in 3 offers for houses already, but they've got snatched up under her because the other people had cash offers and she didn't provide that. So, I guess this is her 4th house that she's looking at. The producer asked her if she thought about making cash offers, and she said that that Michael doesn't feel that it's a wise decision to make cash offers. I still feel like she's leaning too heavy on Michael's opinion for things. If this is supposed to be a house for you and your kids, then you need to be making more of the decisions, or need to know, what is the best decision, and not depend so much on his advice. Even though, I'm sure he's wise, but he's also looking out for his best interest, I think, first. Ooh, the house is beautiful, though. Yeah. Nice big kitchen, open floor plan. Looks like it has a backyard. It's a nice house. She likes it, but she also tells the realtor that she has to go over with Michael to see what he feels about it, since he's going in on it with her with the LLC. So looks like Michael told her one thing, while the realtor is telling her another thing. It's still looking like Michael is looking out for himself and not Ashley, and she needs to stop depending on this man. If you're gonna really divorce him, you need to figure out things on your own. While discussing the house, and actually saying that this is going to be her first time living alone, and that everything is just becoming so real. She has a little moment where she breaks down about her divorce with her brother. Yeah, she's worried whether or not she's doing the right thing, if she's making a mistake, because I really think, she still loves Michael. She still has love for him. So, and she's still young. She's been depending on a lot of his financial wisdom, I guess, and his stuff, for doing things. And then she needs to put on her big girl panties and figure that shit out on her own, and get you a lawyer that's going to be looking out for your best interests. I guess that's a normal human, reaction. I'm pretty sure she still loves Michael. She didn't marry him wanting to get a divorce, but if he's not giving you everything that you need, then you need to leave him. And y'all can co-parent and raise those 2 beautiful kids together, but you don't need to be with him under his thumb if he's not even being honest and real with you. No. So now, Lynn and Juan and the children, she's showing us her new big beautiful home. This house is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, her house is amazing. It is beautiful. I love it. Damn. This is the new beautiful house that Gizelle got in trouble talking about, because she let the cat out the bag that it was only Robyn who signed and not Juan. But she told us why, because of credit reasons. So it sounds good. Robyn looks like she's doing some spring cleaning and going through files and everything, and so she brings up that her mom sent her a picture with her and Juan when they first got married, and asks if she ever going to see her in this dress again. She reveals to us and Juan that she gave the dress away to charity because she never thought she'd have any more use for it. So no, there won't be no repeat in that dress. But at this point, will there be any dress that you're putting on to get married to this man? I don't know, girl. She just didn't respond to her mother's message because she didn't know what to say. But then she goes on to segue to ask Juan about a prenup. If they should explore getting a prenup. He said he don't give a fuck. Because he make more money than her anyway. The producer asks Robyn if that was accurate when she, in the confessional. She said, no, he didn't say that, but he did say that. And they played the clip again where he is saying it. She said they had a prenup when they first got married, but once they got divorced, they didn't need it because they were both broke. Yikes. She said they need it because when they got divorced the last time, it was some things that he had a female in his life or whatever, and it made it a little, unpleasant for them too when that time came around. And Juan is like, no, it ain't even that. No. It's not because of all the new businesses I got and things like that, but it would just be easier for us if anything happened. And Juan reassures her that everything that she's accomplished and how far she's came since then, he wouldn't even come after that. Like, that's not even what he would even think about doing. She said she believe him, but you never know. You never know how people get, how attitudes and feelings change when that day comes. So he agrees, okay, well, let's get a piece of paper. You agree what's yours, I agree what's mine, and we sign it, and then we keep it like that, and we settle it. Like, we don't need to make this hard and drawn out and extra. Oh, I felt like that was a very adult conversation. They handled it very well. Like, no anger, like, I applaud them. They did that. So our next scene is dealing with Wendy's hair loss. It's been happening for quite some time now. I mean, it's really bad. Ooh, when they showed that close up on her scalp, I was like, damn, yikes. She said she started losing hair after she had Cameron. Yeah, she said she started losing hair after Cameron was born, but it's been the worst it's been ever right now in this point in her life. So that's why she's seeking out the doctor's advice, the dermatologist, to help her see what's going on and what she can do about this thinning hair, because it's really, 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 really thinning. So the doctor explains that stress pulls all the nutrients away from your hair follicles, which then causes them to fall out. So stress definitely is a big thing, a big issue when dealing with hair loss. I have definitely seen a lot of that in my family, like the females, with doing the perms and the hot combs and the flat iron and all that, like just hair breakage. I was familiar with it, and then I understand because my hair started falling out when I was like 21, and like I just went bald around the age of like 25 because my male pattern baldness was just really in effect. So I was like, I'm not about to walk around looking like Fred Sanford or George Jefferson. Like, that's not my look. It's not my look. So I understand, I feel for her. I hope everything works out. Wendy explains to the doctor that stress. She grew up around stress. She grew up seeing her mom operate under stress. That's the only way to live is under stress. The doctor recommended that she take minoxidil to help, but there is one possible side effect, and that would be growing a mustache. But she was like, we can just laser those hairs off, girl, so don't worry about that. But we trying to get you thick back up the top, girl. Wendy about to have a mustache. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully not. So now we move to a scene with Miss Robyn Dixon and Mia. Mia's looking fabulous. Another awesome, cute, wonderful, beautiful brown outfit. Why did I have to give all those adjectives? I don't know. But she just looks so cute. I just love her outfits. Her outfits be coming through. They're talking about everything, I guess, that's going on with her posts on IG and everything. And so Robyn thanked her for coming, and Robyn just said she wanted to make sure they were good, based on everything that happened. at the spring fling event because it really didn't go down the way she would have liked it to. Yeah, Mia agreed that things didn't go well, and they, both agreed that the way Giselle came at her was inappropriate. It wasn't the right way to do it, especially if you're supposed to be a friend and caring about somebody. That just wasn't it. And Robyn said she felt bad for how it went down because they really don't know what's going on. They don't. But she's like, but I do want to know what's going on. Let us know. So Robyn's like, trying to understand, like, you posted about the biopsies and the lumps. Did they get removed or not? And so Mia's like, well, yeah, they did get biopsied, but they haven't got removed yet. And, that post, based, on a timeline, that was like 2 weeks ago. So a lot has happened between then and now. And I'm not keeping a play-by-play update on my social media about what is going on in my health. And Mia's like, no, I'm not going to give them an update on every single thing. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Damn, so Robyn asks about the lump again. She's like, it's not cancer, but it's looking like she has an autoimmune disorder. They don't know what it is. Robyn feels like it blew up in her face, because she shared too much too soon and didn't let everybody know, what was going on after she made the big post that had everybody thinking that she had cancer. And she's like, I can understand that, but like she doesn't. It is a double-edged sword. Like you can't, you got everybody concerned, but then you don't give them the follow-up. So I can feel where she's coming from, but I mean that's her personal business, and she ain't got to tell her shit. But she did. And then they moved the discussion on to Candiace and what happened, I guess, at the dance class. Or no, she's explaining to what happened when they were in Jersey and Chris came to Gizelle's room. So now Mia has something to add after she told her what Giselle said about Chris coming to her room. So Mia says that at the spring fling, she feels Chris staring at her in peripheral, just staring her down. And then the production shows a clip where she's dancing with Jacqueline, her best friend, and Chris is not looking nowhere near her, not looking nowhere in her direction. So looks like Mia might be telling some more lies. I hope not, but it's looking that way. Ooh, so she says, yeah, he kept staring and it was awkward. And then production shows another scene of Chris not looking at her, and they even put the caption, Chris still not looking. Ooh, they all messy as shit. So she's saying maybe there is some truth to it. Girl, you better tread lightly, girl. Tread lightly. Robyn's not buying it. Robyn's like, I don't think so. Y'all reaching. Now you reaching too, girl. Robyn's like, I like Chris and I like Candiace. I'm not going there. I don't want to go there. I don't believe it. She laughs it off, and then we move on to the next scene. It's we see Giselle pulling up to Karen's home, and she gets out in some I don't even know. It's just not cute. Girl, it's just tacky. Damn. Like, the jeans are cute. I mean, it's just some basic black jeans. The purse looks cute. That shirt is not cute. It doesn't go with those jeans. And those tennis shoes she got on, like, baby girl. No, that shirt is not. Karen, like me, has a no shoe policy in her house, and so she. Karen, like me, has a no shoe policy in her house, and so she quickly told her, no, get them shoes off. Like, don't walk on my carpet with them shoes, girl. No, not my expensive ass bearskin rug. I don't know if it's bearskin, but it was cute. At least her feet look good. Karen, in her confession, says, she's trying with Giselle, and, she still don't trust her, but, she gonna give her a chance. And then we get Giselle saying that Karen is crazy, 100% crazy, but she loves her in her own way, and she loves the way that she loves her. They get into discussing the dance class, and Karen asked for a little example of what they were doing, and Giselle, get hops on the floor and gives a little show of what they were doing, and Karen is amused, and it's like, and she's like, yeah, well, Ashley went on the pole and flipped her head around. She was like, oh, well, she do the little ticky-tacky thing. Karen's so showing her age with that, the ticky-tacky. But, I have yet to follow Ashley's TikTok, so I want to check it out because it look like she be doing the motherfucking thing on there. I could use some pointers. I'm trying to boost my TikTok presence and everything, so I need to check her out and see what she's doing on there, what content she's producing, so I can boost my numbers, for sure. So they moved into Gizelle's discussion with Candiace about her husband and how that was a major fail. Candiace, and how she feels that she said that Ashley and Mia told her that they had a moment and that it was very disturbing. Does not exist for you where Chris is concerned. Correct. Chris thinks that you're more comfortable than you are. Correct. Chris probably owes you an apology. Thank you. And so that's my issue. Karen feels that Chris owes Gizelle an apology because they had a difference in comfort level. Like, he was more comfortable in that situation than she was. And so she feels that, yeah, he does owe her an apology just because she felt uncomfortable. Just, because of her feelings of feeling uncomfortable, not because he did anything wrong or inappropriate. So we cut away to a scene where Chris and Candiace are having lunch. And she's just talking about how the fact that she feels like she's failing because she's not being able to produce, as many eggs as she would like to right now. She's very emotional about it and in tears. And she's also feels as though this whole situation with her and Gizelle is causing her added stress, which, stress can hinder the egg producing process. So she feels like that this is just terrible time for her to be bringing this nonsense to her, and it's also affecting her egg harvesting journey. Candiace asks her husband Chris how he feels about the whole accusation that Gizelle is giving out, and he's like, he was pissed off about it. Doesn't make sense. Like, why would you wait now all these months later to bring it up when you could have brought it up in private months ago behind the scenes, when it happened? So he just feels like it's BS right now, for real. He feels that he's always appropriate with the ladies, and he always, goes out of his way to make people feel comfortable around him. So, he don't understand why he's getting this flack. And he's like, he never, but you never know what you may do or say to make somebody feel uncomfortable, especially if it's somebody that you don't, I guess, spend a lot of time with or know, intimately well. Yeah, things like that can arise. He was more so pissed off about the words they use, like Lord or whatever, were, it would really piss him off about them telling these stories. He says that Gizelle suggested that they go to the room. She was like, yeah, let's go to the room. 9% sure. And he said he's 99% sure. Now they cut back to Giselle and and Karen. He said he asked, can they go to the room? Then they cut. So now it's looking like it's a he say she say. We don't really know who asked who to go to the room now. I don't know. Back to them and to Candiace and goddamn, what is his name? Candiace and her husband, and he's like, no. She opens the door and there's nobody there, so that part is they both agree on. Yeah, I don't need any. She was like, he said, yeah, you should leave the door open because I don't want nobody to suggest that we got anything going on. He said she didn't feel comfortable being in a room with a married man because it would be his word against hers in that room. And Karen's like, well, how did it even get to that point if y'all were just going there to have a conversation? Like, why is it even on this level at this point now? She said, you and Chris are friends. He said he didn't touch her. Yeah, Gizelle was just unhappy at the fact that, they were in the room alone. She didn't feel comfortable, having private conversations with him with just them two in her hotel room. So that's why she was just not on board with that. Like, that's why she felt uncomfortable. She was uncomfortable and wanted to leave. So she asked him, Chris, if he could go check and see if it was time for her to come back to set or whatever. And he complied and went and checked her before her, and that was like the end of that. They go back to Candiace and Chris is like, I've never been nothing but nice to her, nothing but respectful, nothing but a gentleman. So I don't understand why she would even feel like I would even try to come at her in an inappropriate way. It doesn't make sense. He was like, yeah, she may have been uncomfortable at that point, but I mean, how uncomfortable can she really be? Because she always has time to mention my penis when I'm around. Like, she was stuck like glue on talking about my penis, my brown penis for a good little minute. So how do you go from that to now you're feeling uncomfortable with me being in the room? Are you uncomfortable because you want some? Because you want him, not the other way around? But nice to her. And she represents his penis every chance she gets. She did. She was hung up on that brown penis comment for years, as they showed in the video. After that, they go back to Karen is describing where she had a similar situation with a husband that had hugged her too tightly. He hugged her really tight. She felt like her breasts were in her back, is what she said. He hugged her. She felt very uncomfortable because that was physical touching. And, no, she was not at all, down with that. He was like, you are justified in your feelings because I know how that feels. You feel uncomfortable being that close with somebody's husband alone. She said it happened about 3 years ago. She went to her minister about it, and they spoke. She shared it with her husband. She felt that person had too much to drink, and it wasn't that, I guess, that serious for her to go, to the wife or go to production or whatever about it. Or to even bring it to everybody in the group. She just figured it would be best to handle privately and keep it moving. And a producer asked her if she'd mind sharing which husband it was, and she was like, no, I will not share. Karen then steers the conversation back to GIZELLE and was like that you could have went about it a whole different way. You could have went about it behind the scenes without us knowing. Why did you have to bring it to the entire group? And so she's like, well, who brought it to the entire group? And GIZELLE's like, Robyn Dixon brought it to the group. Just throwing her bestie under the bus. Where is this coming from? GIZELLE agreed that she could have. She said, yeah, she didn't bring it to the group. Robyn brought it to the group. She said that Robyn went to Mia with her story. And she had not discussed that part with Robyn. Then they cut back to Candiace and her husband at the restaurant when and they placing down those plates. Oh, that lobster roll looked amazing. I love a good lobster roll. I love that. I gotta find this place because that lobster roll looked good as shit. And I love lobster mac and cheese as well. So I might have to just roll up on this spot. And then they show none other than Robyn Dixon walking into the restaurant. Perfect timing. So she walks up, and I guess Chris is like apprehensive to give her a hug because of these rumors. And she's like, don't do that. Get up and give me a hug. We not playing those games. She like, look, and she's been defending them. She's been like, no, like, nah, he's not that type of dude. Like, y'all barking up the wrong tree. Stop doing that to my man. He's a stand-up dude. So I commend Robyn for standing up for Chris and not treating him any differently. So Robyn, in her confession, was like, this is really hard for her to come in and have this conversation with him because she doesn't agree with GIZELLE. She doesn't feel that Chris had any intention on being sneaky or anything like that. So Robyn shares with Chris and Candiace that as she, her side of the story, that she felt that it was weird that he would comment on her story or DM her, whatever. So Robyn clarifies. He responded to her story. That is way different. That is two different things. He's like, I didn't search and DM and write in her box. So when Robyn told Ashley's story to Giselle. Giselle talked about her story that happened in New Jersey. Ooh, and she reveals that she brought it up to her that night when they were on the way home, I guess. And she just reiterates, what she said on the previous episode, where she was like, that she didn't feel that the conversation was inappropriate and what he did was inappropriate. That he just wanted to discuss what he was going with his wife. It was an innocent encounter, and that she was making too much of it. Chris states that he doesn't mind giving the ladies hugs, but he waits on them to initiate the hug and not reach out for the hug first, so it won't seem like anything inappropriate. So Candiace shares how Giselle brought it up to her at the dance class, where she was like, she was really like acting distraught and clutching her pearls, and it was just such a she just felt so uncomfortable by Chris. Candiace feels like it's bullshit because she was all comfortable with hugging him at the spring fling, but now you have a problem all these months later about him asking you to talk to you privately in your room. Girl, stop it. Oh yeah, why talk about it now if you were so uncomfortable? So Robyn's like, well, how can we work this out? How can we work it out? Bring this back. And Candiace is like, oh, she needs to walk it back. She needs to walk it all the way back, because right now she is dead to me. Like, I don't even see her. I don't see it for her. She's dead to me. Like, because she's playing with my marriage and my husband, and I'm not here for it. So then they jump back to Giselle and Karen, and Karen's like, well, where do we go from here? And she's like, Giselle's like, well, it's been 7 days, and I've been waiting to hear back from her, and I haven't heard anything. And she's standing firm that it made her feel uncomfortable. It was wrong to her, and that she deserves an apology from Chris. Like, she said, if it wasn't wrong, she wouldn't have felt it. She wouldn't have felt in her gut. In her gut, she felt it was wrong, and she feels like she deserves an apology. I don't know if she deserves an apology. I mean, I think they should all sit down and have a discussion, and then see where that leads, and see what that may bring about. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't mind apologizing if he made her feel uncomfortable. So I mean, I guess that would be cool. We'll see what happens. Again, thanks for tuning in. I'm Zeke Alexander, and please like, comment, and share my video. Subscribe, please. Subscribe, share, like. Thank you so much. Please tune in next time. Goodbye.